Welcome back to another episode of Ragemore Plays Horizons on the SirLucien YouTube channel. And today we have had an accident. I would like to show all of the boys and girls that are watching what happens when you leave an industrial coil charging and then it reaches its maximum charge, but you do not take it out of the charging area. You just let it continue to charge. So boys and girls, this is an important safety tip. This is what happens when an industrial coil is wound too much. So as you can see here, we have some damage. Poor little bird here got the glass blown out. We're going to have to fix a little bit of that, and then I'm going to have to fix the ground here before we can really even get started in our episode. So stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and fix this piece really quick, and then I'll be right back. All right, I finally got the repairs done, and I decided, when the server throws you some lemons, time to make some lemonade. So it was a big hole, so I thought, well, might as well turn it into something I can use, and I can use this as a little testing facility. I'm using a lot of this glowstone glass. I found this cool looking industrial scaffolding that I could make, although it didn't seem to let me span the ceiling here with it, which I was thinking about doing, but I think it gives a nice industrial look. I've got these copper ladders just to use up some of the copper, and then as you can see here, just basalt brick slabs, nice and easy, just some cobble, some stone road from Tinker's Road, and some fancy nether brick. So that's just using like a chisel to make that kind of stuff. So I'll be able to put some machines down here, do my testing, and then I have a nice little test facility. It's all nice and lit up, and I can see the sky, so that's nice. Got Little Bird fixed, mostly. I think I'm still missing a piece or two, but we'll call that good for now. And so we're back to where we started. So, one last time, make sure you don't leave your industrial coils winding too long, or you'll have a big blast hole wherever you left them. Alright, so let me gather some more materials so we can do today's Pam's Harvest Crafts recipe, and then I can show you some of the changes we've gotten to in the last day or so. So I'll be right back. Alright, so for today's Pam's Harvest Craft recipe, I had went and did a little bit of fishing, and I thought, what a great way to use some fish. Let's find out what we can do with Pam's Harvest Craft. And I was looking around and I noticed a fish dinner. So I thought, well, let's take a look at this. So I gathered the materials, which you can see here if I go ahead and just click on them. And so I have some lemons, some fish, some flour, and I got to make the mayo. And to make that mayo, I needed a juicer and an egg, it looks like. So, and that'll make the mayo. So let's try this out. So first things first, let's make us a little mayo. 1, 2, 3, perfect. Bring our juicer back. I hate how it rearranges everything when I go back to the crafting table here. Oh, when I hit R, I think is when it does it. So I've got mayo, I've got lemons, I've got flour, I've got 3 raw fish, and a skillet, which gives me fish dinner. So there we go. We have fish dinner, and actually you can even probably make a fish and chips, I think, also, which would be another possibility. So if you're out fishing and that's how you're getting your food source, then there's a hearty meal for you to have. Put the skillet and the juicer back. There we go. And that's today's recipe. Alright, so let's take a little tour here of things that have changed. I decided to try out a fan that would push crops. As you can see, it kind of pushes you even when you're kind of here. And I tried it on my strawberries here because I always like to make a strawberry smoothie. And I'm just kind of doing a poor man's version of this. I use just a regular hopper, as you can see here, that's connected to a chest, and it's catching strawberries and peanuts and stuff because it sometimes catches stuff from this other row here. Now I don't know that all plants can be done with this fan. I'm not even sure. I think the faster it moves, the longer range you get, so you have to kind of play around with your ranges. And I've tried to find a way to use a windmill power that I could actually use it usefully. So as you can see here, I'm powering that fan with the windmill. I haven't figured out a way to really kind of mass produce that yet, and one thing I'm having trouble with is finding out how to figure out how to have a bunch of them all like in a line. So eventually I'll do that. If not, I'll have to try to maybe use bevel gears and stuff and maybe go every other or something like that. But that's one of the first little easy pieces of automation that doesn't really require too much to get going. And you can have some automated farm stuff going there, as you can see there. The farms have expanded, as you can see. They're starting to get bigger as I'm planting and finding more seeds that I plant. I have the sprinkler system still going, and it's controlled by an industrial coil still. This is a really handy thing, and I've been finding lots more of the different types of food I want, so I've been kind of planting them in a row, and I'm going to make this a nice big garden. My lemon trees are out that way, and I'm going to try to find some more of the fruit trees. So food production has really gone well, and I think we're definitely set for food. I don't have to worry too much about that, and I can play around with lots of different recipes. In the rotary craft room, a couple things we changed here. One, I didn't like the lighting. I'm still trying not to use torches, and these engines that were back here were just so loud that we're running these lights. So what I might do eventually is move the engines back far enough I don't hear them, and then just run the power to the lights, and that might work. Or I found this, which is another type of light, and it runs off a coil, so I can put a coil in it. It's called a bright lamp, and I can have that running, so that's pretty good. I can probably eventually make some really good coils that last for a long time, although those probably blow up even more than the one I did out there, so I'll have to be careful. So, and I'm sure I can probably turn this on or off with a switch. Nothing too much changed there. Oh, I did this. I have a furnace that is hooked up to in the back here. Let's take a look at this a second. Oh, no. Wow, that was almost absolutely disastrous. It still could be disastrous. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do not blow up. Do not blow up. Do not blow up. There's so many of them back there. What is going on? There's another one. Oh my lord. Oh. Alright, so what I did back there, I don't even know if I want to go back there now, is I hooked up an AC engine and a redstone clock into basically just some bevel gears and some power transfer. But I've got this friction heater which heats up regular furnaces. Oh my god, I probably should not ever do that. And what I can do is I can turn it on. It'll probably get loud, but then it can heat up the furnace, and I can go ahead and cook stuff in it. So I have a regular furnace here for cooking things, and I have one that's even faster here with a friction furnace. You don't want to leave it just on all the time. It does have the capability of melting the furnace, so I'm going to not leave it on all the time. I only turn it on when I really need it, and I keep an eye on it. We've seen the engine, seen the blast furnaces, so all of that is the same. Let me, that should be about it. Changes. Let's go sleep the night away here before some other disaster hits me and sets me back a whole night of what I had planned. Not too much change in the house. I really need to take the seeds off that door. Haven't done too much. I've been putting my ores just in chests at this point, and I want to really get my boar production moving up. So let me go ahead and sleep the night away, and I'll be right back. All right, here we are. Now let's take a look at the next thing that we want to do was a build. So I'm going to gather some materials and I'm going to run out. I got to get some of the wool. And once I've gathered the wool, I'm going to go back out to where we were going to build our first ship. So I'll bring you back when I get there, and we're going to go ahead and build one of Jag Thunder's designs. And we're going to take a shot at using one of his tutorials and building a ship out there. And then we might even turn it into an Archimedes ship, just depending on how it turns out. So stay tuned. Let me gather the materials, and I'll fly over there with my I'll probably take Little Bird. It's just easier to fly over. Take Little Bird over, and I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Alright, we're back. I've just flown back over to our landing zone for our sea base that we're going to make here. This will eventually maybe be a port of some sort, and I'll put lots of docks and different things. I'll finish this off at some point. I went and got a bunch of stained clay for this build, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build it right out here. I'm going to lay down the very first layer, basically the keel. I'll let you guys take a look at it, and then we'll cut away and I'll build a bunch more. And then maybe as I'm going through the cuts, you can try to guess what it is. So, alright, stay tuned. I'll put down the keel and I'll be right back. Okay, there's the start of it. Start your guessing. That is the first layer. It's a 9 by 33. Alright, let's do the rest. Alright, after building up to the second layer, I decided I would try it before I went ahead and built the whole thing, because I kind of need to know if this was going to be something I could do with Archimedes ships or not. And I'm beginning to realize that you can only build what's on top of the water. It doesn't look like it sinks down any of the blocks, which I thought is what it did, because that's why you needed floater blocks to get it to float better. But it looks like in this case, even when you only have one block, it shoots everything else up. So the only types of ships I'm going to be able to build are ones that I think only have one block right at the surface area, and I think that rising up and down doesn't really even count. I don't think that's the surface of the water. So that kind of changes my plans. So I don't know what I'll do with that quite yet. I'm going to have to fix it because it's up above the water once I did the Archimedes piece, even though I had it built in the water to start with. I might have to rethink my design. So instead of lengthening this episode out, I think we'll cut it there, and we'll go ahead and I'll do some research and I'll do some more tests and see what I can do, and then we'll try another build with Archimedes ships again. So thanks for joining, and stay tuned for another episode, hopefully within the next few days. I'm trying to get episodes out every 3 or 4 days on Horizons. And definitely I also put out a new series with MC Colonel. We're doing a Complete the Monument map. So you can definitely try to check that out. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.